Hey guys, it's been a long time. I know. I feel really bad. I've been home for almost a summer now from school, and I have accomplished not a whole lot. It's frustrating being home. I used to really like the summers as a kid, even though I usually did have work for the advanced placement classes that I was going to be taking the next year, and I always felt cheated out of the summer. But now when I finally have a summer where I don't really have any school obligations, I don't like it. I'd much rather have to read 4 books that I should read at some point in time in my life anyways, and write a couple papers or something, than have 4 months of trying to figure out my life. Because that's what the summer is. Like, parents and everyone sort of expect that you're going to do something that keeps you moving toward your career, and that's not always a possibility. Like, my family is moving out towards the middle of nowhere. I don't really know anyone. It's away from major cities and stuff, which is great. I really like it, and I'm excited to be here and excited to call this home, but it's not a place where you can find internships or anything, and I'm sort of late on the game on that. I know that's just not a possibility, and so, maybe I will look for employment somewhere basic and menial, like, I don't know, a restaurant, a store, whatever. Like, I don't really care at this point. I would just like to have something to do. But then they seem really hell-bent on this internship idea, and then I also said, oh, I think I might have found this online editing job. Well, that's just not going to work out. Like, I'm realizing that isn't a possibility. I clearly do not have, the skills or education that's going to get me employed in that field yet, and that's perfectly okay. I also expressed an interest in helping my great aunt write down some of her stories, and I'm trying to figure that out. But if I really get into that, I know that I couldn't have a job because she lives 3.5 hours away from me, and either I'd be up visiting her and spending a lot of time with her, or I would have her coming down and staying with us, and if I worked, it would be work for a huge amount of time, come home, listen to her talk endlessly, and not have any time for myself, not have any time to do the other things I'm trying to do this summer. So that's definitely something that I've realized recently, that in this whole, over a month of procrastinating, trying to figure out how I'm going to be a productive member of society this summer, I'm realizing that either I get a job and satisfy my parents' wishes of me earning income and leaving the house and not just sitting on the internet all day, which would be a great thing, versus previous plans I made, which just aren't all going to work out, and they aren't all going to come together, and I just can't do everything. Another thing that I've really been trying to focus on, that I try and do anytime that I have free time, is to write, because that's really what I want to do. And I've got a great idea in the works. I'm 9 chapters in of the rough draft. I'm around 27,000 words. My main goal of the summer is to finish writing this rough draft. A career goal is to be a published writer, so I'm always striving for that. And so that is important to me, that part of my summer includes having this time to write and to edit and work towards that. I do feel that if I don't let myself have the time to write, then I'm going to lose that ability to write consistently, to sit down every day and really get at it, because if you don't practice this, then you're not going to get anywhere. Speaking of which, I have been doing a bunch of reading, and I'm reading this book that I got for my birthday that I finally have some time to read, that is called Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. It talks about a lot of great people like Steve Wozniak, who's part of Apple Computers, and all these other people, and talking about how introverted they were and how the key to success really is being on your own and just putting in a lot of hard work. No one's going to see you doing this work, and people are not going to think you're a productive human being doing this, which is a horrible thing, and it's definitely something that I'm struggling with as a writer, where I know that most of the time it's just me like sitting outside or sitting in my room typing into the wee hours of the morning, much to my parents' chagrin. This is necessary for innovating and creating stuff. There may be that group part where you get together and, talk out ideas, but it really takes individuals going into their own little corners of the universe and creating and thinking and putting hard work in that no one else is going to see for a while. And I really wish we could realize that, because I think it would really help a lot of these great creators out there who do have potential. I feel that I have potential, and I want to believe that, and the whole world is telling me, well, you need to have a backup plan in case you don't, and because you have a crazy dream, and for the most part you're probably just going to be unemployed, which I already am, and I would love to be an independent human being. I love to be successful. That's just what I want to be. I want to eventually not be living with my parents. I want to have my life in order, and right now I do not have anything together, and it's rough, but I don't know. I'm really, really trying to figure things out, and I definitely have realized that the sort of month break I've been taking, where I've just been floating in a lot of, trying to figure out how I can satisfy everyone, and, satisfy myself, satisfy my parents' wishes, and satisfy other agreements I'd made with other people to help them out, like my great aunt and whatnot. And that's hard, and that's tough, and it's not possible. So I don't know, I guess I'm mostly making this vlog so that I can look back on it, and I'm really looking forward, future self, to see how the summer works out, and more importantly, how hopefully this summer helps you get to where you are today. So, toodles, friends. If you want to read some of my writing, I will post a link. There's this really great website that I've been on for almost a year now called Figment, so if you're a writer, or aspiring writer, whatever you'd like to call yourself, it's a really great place. I'm hoping to find some users who are not tweens and teenagers. I'd also love feedback, love to know. I'd really like to build an audience on there, because, like I said, that's what I'm aiming towards, is being a writer and helping people. Have a great day. I don't know when I'll talk to you kids later. My dog is bothering me for the 1000th time about something, so I better go. Hopefully I can get back on the ball with making these vlogs. It's kind of hard to find the alone time to talk to a computer like a weirdo when your parents are 2 feet away from you. Not really, but you can hear anything that anyone says in this house from any corner of the universe, and it's really annoying. Okay. Bye, guys.